Welcome. This is a track day with Hooked on Driving at the Ridge Motorsports Park. Driving a 2020 A90 Supra that's mildly modified. This is the first session of the day in the advanced group. It's passing anywhere but point by required. We're on the basically second lap. It's supposed to be under yellow for this first session, but there's no flags out, so we're moving along. Keeping pace moderate just to keep traffic bunched up. There's like 30 cars in this group, so we're trying to keep them a little bunched up so we can get a clean lap once the track goes green. In front is a Ferrari SF90. Eric has run a 139 in this Ferrari previously and does so again on this day. Quite an impressive car. I think it has about 1,000 horsepower, 0 to 60 in like 2.0 seconds. You can see the acceleration. He's not really on an air yet, but you'll see it when we go on the hot lap coming up. Coming up to the final corners of this track. Try to get a good run onto the front straight, set up for a flyer. Keep an eye on my phone next to my steering wheel as it decides to exit the magnetic mounts right there. Look how fast that Ferrari is. Gone. Supra's no slouch. That thing is gone. So far looking pretty fast and tidy. Great weather conditions. First session in the morning. Sunny, cool. So we go into turn 6 and there is a train of slow cars. It's looking like a funeral procession. Not sure what's going on, but got stuck behind these cars until the checkered flag. This is totally ridiculous. So this is the beginning of the second session behind Herrick and the Ferrari again. Looking for at least one clean lap. Gotta make it count. There's so many cars in this group and it's such a wide discrepancy in speed. So after the first lap, you start getting into the slower traffic and it's impossible to get past cars to get another flyer within the 15 or 20 minute sessions. So kind of botched that entry. Thought I had downshifted one too many times, so I upshifted, but then it turns out I was a gear too high, so I had to downshift again. A little bit of a sloppy lap. How do you screw up shifting with paddle shifters? I'm not sure, but that's how. So right there, I turned in just a hair too early and had to kind of correct, so that slowed me down just a little bit. And now I'm seeing slow traffic up ahead. Looks like Herrick got by. Hoping I can time it so that it doesn't hold me up for this lap and I can kind of pass on the front straight. However, I'm coming in pretty hot, so I have to slow down and kind of give up this lap because I can't go full speed through here. Not sure what the 350 he's going to do. Turns out he's getting off the track, so I will set up for another flyer. So gave up about a second there just with that traffic and kind of setting up. It turns out that was a 143.3, which without slowing down, that probably was a 142, which is faster than I've ever gone here. So let's see if we can tidy up this lap. I'm probably thinking that I'll hit traffic, but as it turns out, it ends up being a clean lap. A little sloppy there. So I'm currently up about a tenth, now about 2/10 on the previous lap, so that's looking good. Much better turn in here. Brake as deep as I dare. It's a really good entry into the thumb. Now I'm up about half of a second on the previous lap, so definitely has 142 potential. This is where I had the slowdown before, so I'll probably show on the timer that I'm making up a bunch of time. And yep, so it's climbing up, so up over a second and a half there. I'll lose a little bit of that because I didn't get the good run onto the front straight, but this should be a good time. So that's a 142.12. Pretty happy with that. So then go for a slow down lap. Don't see any cars in front of me, so try to slow down and let the car cool down and create another gap. But as I'm coming around, I see this C8 Vet in front of me, so I'm hoping that I can set up and get a good pass on the front straight so he doesn't hold me up, although I see there's some lap traffic in front of him as well. So trying to get a good run, and no point by. Trying to get in his mirrors, present, show him that I'm there. Still no point by. I guess I have another cooldown lap. This is the advanced group, where people should be well aware of their surroundings and be letting faster cars by on the straights or the corners. So just spent half of a lap on the track behind this slow car with no point by. And then he gets me a point by at turn 6. There was a GT3 right behind me who was also wanting to go fast, and so as I come around this corner, I'm trying to set him up so that he doesn't have to slow down. I'll give him the point by right here, and I'll move to the inside so he can get a good flyer going. I'm going to slow down a bunch here so he can apex. I'm going to get on it so I'm not in anyone else's way, but I can see more slow traffic coming up, so I'm just going to continue my slow lap and see if I can't set up for a flyer on the following lap. There's an E30 that's going pretty slow through here. So I'm thinking I will try to get a good run on the front straight. I should easily have the speed to pass him. So get set up for a flyer. I can see that he's holding up the Porsche quite a bit on that exit, but he's finally letting him by. So I'm going to try to get behind him so he sees me coming in his mirror. Probably closing the gap at like 40 miles an hour difference, and no point by. So at this point, I'm just circling the track, burning tires and gas. Finally, a point by. So since I'm not getting any clean laps at this point, I'm just kind of experimenting with individual corners that I can get some clear track in front of me, trying different techniques, different lines. This one I tried to rotate it, and a little too much. A lot too much. That was not the fast way around. So at that point, I gave up trying to get clean laps. Actually, on the third session, I ran a 142.01 and then ran into traffic. So this is the fourth session. I decided to give some friends rides since I had a bunch of friends in the paddock. This is Ed taking a ride. So I got out front. A bunch of people got frustrated with the traffic and left after lunch. So quite a bit fewer cars on track in this session. Still a bunch of people with poor awareness and not letting people by, but gridded first, so I got at least one clear lap. So in general, I'm toning it down 5 or 10% with driving with the passenger. Just not going 10 tenths. I don't want to put someone else's safety in jeopardy, so tone it down just a little bit, but also want to show them what it's like to do this track at speed. So pushing pretty good. Slaps a little sloppy. It's getting warmer. This is in the afternoon. It's probably 70 degrees out. I think that was a 143 and change. You can see some traffic up ahead. See if we can't find a good place to pass without losing too much time. And he gives me a point by. Thank you very much. It's a well-positioned point by. He didn't have to slow down. I didn't have to slow down. That's how it should be done. And a little burrito. So we ended up running into a bunch of traffic up here, and so just pitted. And in the same group, Ed jumped out, and Tim hopped in. And because we hopped in kind of in the middle of the group, we didn't really get any clean track, so we got kind of a half a lap and then ran into traffic. So here is kind of the start with Tim as passenger. As I went on traffic, there was no one in front of me, so I thought I would just go slow and kind of create a gap, but then I realized I was running out of time in the session, so I better get on it or I might not have a chance to go full tilt. So again, we're kind of going 90-95% here. I can see traffic up ahead, but I'm just going to keep pushing. Again, where the traffic is right now, it could be a good opportunity to pass on the front straight. So I'm going to get a run here, try to get a good potential full lap in. So I can get around this traffic, or if they're moving and I don't catch them. So obviously didn't catch them on straight. That Camaro up ahead, the owner was telling me that he has 800 horsepower. So obviously it can move out on the straight. But there's quite a train of slow cars in front here. And I don't really understand what's going on here. They're going very slow through this corner. Somebody needs to start pointing people by. It's like the same E30 BMW that's holding up the Camaro. So the E30 finally gives a point by, so we go past. And the Camaro just slams on the brakes here. You can't park there, buddy. So we'll see how his 800 horsepower pulls him out of this. Definitely faster than the Supra, but not that much faster. So that was checkered flag, so sorry Tim, you got shafted with a pretty weak track experience. So this is the last session. Mason is passenger. Again, we got out front to put in a flyer or two without any traffic, hopefully. Starting out a little sloppy and jerky. So the speedometer on the car is a little optimistic. According to GPS, I'm hitting about 146, 147 on the front straight. I think the speedometer on the car is showing like 151. So this is a pretty sloppy lap. Tires seem like they don't have quite as much grip as they did in the cooler weather. It's kind of high 70s. That one gets really jerky. No wonder people get sick in my car. So this lap ends up being a 143.7. Nobody in front, so we'll go for another one. See if we can smooth it out and do a little better. Off pace already by about 0.2. See if we can't make it up a little bit. That's not how you make it up. So got a little loose going into that corner. Still only about 0.2 down, surprisingly. Car's feeling really good. It's very easy to rotate. Still kind of learning on how much to trail brake and how much to rotate it in. As you can see right here, that was too much and lost like a second right there. So this ends up being quite a bit slower, and that was the end of the session. Thanks for watching.